The story takes place in Xiaoli village. Nuo was an old man in his 70s. One day he was sunbathing on the street with a cane when his legs started to tremble, and he sat on the ground. Just as he was about to get up slowly, a young man came to help him. Nuo, angry and pretending to be injured, shouted loudly, "You knocked me down! Check my body and pay for the damage!" For a time, many neighbors gathered around. The young man, unable to argue, pulled a small clay doll from his pocket and said, "Grandpa, let me give you this clay doll. It can take care of your daily needs, heal diseases, and even converse with you." The young man explained how to use it, and Nuo mimicked the process. Instantaneously, the clay doll grew to the size of an adult, helped the old man up, massaged his shoulders and beat his back, much to Nuo's delight. When Nuo recited the formula again, the clay puppet shrank to the size of a fist. Having received this treasure, Nuo stopped pestering him, so the young man left. When he got home, Nuo had the clay doll become a real person, ordering it to work and making his house more comfortable than a hotel. The doll was better than Nuo's two sons in that it did not eat or drink and caused no expenses. Thinking of his sons, Nuo grew restless. The two sons were more neglectful than caring. Having been both father and mother to them and expended all his resources, Nuo was now abandoned in favor of their own families. Recently, both sons had bought houses in the city and had large debts. They told Nuo that they would take care of him if he could contribute $28,000. Otherwise, he was on his own. With nothing but his frail old body, where could Nuo find such money? This dilemma had driven him to attempt to swindle the young man earlier. Now, as he observed the diligent clay doll, a better worker than his sons, he wondered, could he sell the doll for at least $70,000 and live comfortably with his sons? The next day, Nuo disguised himself as a clay doll and performed at a night market, drawing an enormous crowd. A middle-aged man offered $70,000 on the spot. He told Nuo to wait 10 minutes for the money to arrive. Nuo was ecstatically happy, yet he felt uneasy. He didn't expect it could be sold for so much money and pondered if he had settled for too little. At that moment his sons arrived, having heard about their father's lucrative sale of the remarkable treasure for $70,000. Fortunately, they had not yet taken action. They quickly stopped him and said, "Our father is foolish. He regards the treasures at home too lightly, offering them for sale without our consent, therefore the sale is invalid." When the middle-aged man saw the behavior of Nuo's two sons, he could tell immediately that they were simply trying to sell the items for more money. He said, "Please set a price, you two brothers. As long as it's within my means, I will not haggle." The two brothers, through gritted teeth, quoted their price. 1 million, not a penny less. The middle-aged man replied, "Okay, let's make the deal. Pay the money and deliver the goods." In their eagerness, the two brothers were competing to snatch the clay doll from Nuo's grip. In the scuffle, the clay doll slipped from their hands, tracing a beautiful arc through the air before plummeting into the pool. When they retrieved the clay doll, it was nothing but a lump of mud. Despite all his efforts, Nuo could not restore the clay puppet, and it remained a shattered dream. The middle-aged man took the money and left. The brothers glared at each other. After a stare-down, they both turned to their father and said, "You must try again. Go and find the young man and blackmail him again for the clay dolls, or you can return to our rundown house in the hometown." Day after day, Nuo kept a vigil on the street, hoping to encounter the young man again, but his waiting was in vain. Later, Nuo discovered that the young man was a ghost. Were his sons really expecting him to venture to the underworld to extort a ghost?